Hello everyone, this is Sevil speaking. Today is the 4th January of 2024 and this is my third video of TESOL Teaching Practice Certificate. And today's topic is comparative and superlative. English grammar topics have many similarities with Turkish grammar rules. However, there are some issues where the purposes and the places of use are easily confused. Comparative and superlative issue is one of the most confusing topics. However, it's very simple and fun subject to understand. You just need to know some tricks to understand its rules and usage. So, let's look at the topic together. The meaning of the word comparative comes from the word compare. The word compare means karşılaştırmak. Comparative adjectives are defined as karşılaştırma sıfatları. Comparative adjectives, they are used to compare and contrast more than one person, object, animal, or more than one thing. What is important at this point is to compare two things with each other on a subject to give a meaning such as one is more than the other. For example, if we consider two children from earlier, my father is the strongest person in this world. The child compares his father with everything else in the world in terms of power and sees him as superior. To make such a sentence, superlative are needed. My father is the strongest person in this world. Benim babam bu dünyadaki en güçlü insandır. Bu iki çocuğu tekrar ele alacak olursak benim babam bu dünyadaki en güçlü insandır diyen çocuk babasını güç konusunda dünyadaki diğer her şeyle karşılaştırmakta ve üstün görmektedir. Böyle bir cümle kurmak içinse süperlatif konusuna ihtiyaç vardır. Şimdi bazı örneklere bakalım.
Now, in terms of grammar, this is a lesson about comparative or superlative adjectives. But in terms of real life, this lesson is really about something that you need to do in English almost every day. So, let's get started. Now, let's look at the board here where I have tried to draw three men, A, B, and C. Now, if we describe these three people, we could say these sentences. A is tall, let's say. B is taller than A. And C is the tallest. Now, when I say A is tall, I just use an adjective, tall, our basic adjective. Okay? But when I say B is taller than A, I compare two things, so that is called the comparative adjectives. It compares. So that is called the comparative adjectives. It compares two things, and when we say C is the tallest is the superlative adjectives. It means the most of something. Okay? In this case, the most in terms of height. So it became the tallest. So basic adjective, comparative adjective, and superlative adjective. Now, that's one way to do it. But let's look at another example. This shop is expensive, basic adjective. That shop is more expensive, the comparative adjective. And this is the most expensive shop. That's the superlative adjective. Right? The most. But What's going on here? Our first example, we say tall, taller, the tallest. Here we say expensive, more expensive, the most expensive. Something different, right? Okay, I'll explain to you exactly when you use this kind of construction and when you use this form. Hang in there. Let's look at another example. I have a good job. You have a better job. And she has the best job. Now, in this case, good was the basic adjective. Better is the comparative adjective between two people, and the best is the superlative adjective. Now we have something even more different, right? Good, better, and the best. So, which of these do you use when? That's what you are going to learn really well, and Sochan is a way that you will never forget it in just 1 second. So, all of the examples we looked at just now were correct. So, how do you decide which one to use? I'm gonna show you now with a very simple chart. And what this chart shows you is that the point that matters is the adjective itself. How many syllables is it divided into? Now, what's a syllable? It's how many parts in terms of pronunciation is the word divided into. And I'll explain to you right now. So, when we look at a very short word like cold, large, hot, dry, it has only one syllable. We say it fast, cold. We cannot say cold. We just say cold. So it has one syllable. When we say happy, it has two syllables. So syllables are just how many parts the word is divided into when we can pronounce it. So when we start with one syllable words or really short words, all you have to do is to add an ER sound. So, for example, the basic adjective is cold. The comparative adjective is colder. And the superlative adjective is the coldest. Cold, colder, the coldest. You remember to say the coldest. Whatever I've written on the board in red is what you need to add. Okay? Now, there are two different things. One is when you are speaking, and one is when you are writing. So, you will see here on the board that there are some changes you need to make in spelling. But first of all, learn what to say, because in the saying of it, you don't need to spell anything. All right? Now, let's just look at and understand the basic principles. So, one syllable short words are just like that. Cold, colder, the coldest. Large, larger, the largest. Hot, hotter, the hottest. Dry, drier, the driest. Okay? Yes, they are spelling changes, but again, refer to the reference sheet for that. Right now, just try to get the rhythm of it. Okay? Say it out loud with me. Now, the next rule is when you have a two-syllable word which ends with Y then we do this. Happy, 2 syllables. Cancel the Y and we add ER, happier. Okay? Happy, happier. The happiest. This is the happiest day of my life. Okay? Alright. Busy, busier, the busiest. This week I'm busy. Last week I was busier. Next week will be the busiest week of the month. Okay? Like that. So, one syllable, just basically ER or R. 2 syllables ending with Y, IER, usually. And now, for every other word which is 2 syllables or more, you have a different pattern. Okay? So let's take an example. Modern, modern, it's 2 syllables. More modern, the most modern. Okay? So now you see where this construction comes in, right? It's different from the other. Here we are using more and the most. The same for any word in English which is a little bit long. When we say 2 syllables, it means 2, 3, 4 syllables. Definitely longer words. We are going to use this construction. Okay? For example, intelligent. He is intelligent. He is more intelligent. He is the most intelligent. But we don't change the adjective itself. So these are the basic things that you have to remember. And that will help you with any comparative or superlative adjectives that you want to use, except for a few, really, there are not that many, a few exceptions. And down here I've written 2 of the most popular and the most common exceptions. Okay? So, what are these 2 very popular adjectives, which are exceptions? Good and bad. So, the party was good. Last week's party was better. And this is the best party I've ever been to. So, here we have good, better, and the best. So, the words actually change. We use different words. Okay? Also, bad, worse, and the worst. Okay? So, these are 2 exceptions. There are maybe 6 or 8 more. And we can look at them in the next lesson. Okay? But before we complete the video, let's make a quick quiz. Let's check how much you understood by doing a short quiz. Alright, let's do that. So, as we do the quiz, remember the 3 basic rules. If it's 1 syllable, if the adjective is 1 syllable and short, give it a sound of ER. So, if it's 2 syllables but ends with Y, give it an IER. And if it is 2 or more syllables, then we say more something. Or if it is superlative, the most something. Alright? I think you got it. Let's get the rhythm of it now by doing some examples. Here we go. The first word, cheap, make it comparative, cheaper, Make it superlative, the cheapest. Healthy, healthier, the healthiest. Good. Important, more important, the most important. Good. Say it along with me, okay? You might even say it before me because you know it now. Okay. Noisy, noisier, the noisiest. Bad. Remember that one? That's an exception. So we say bad, worst, the worst. Good. All right. I leave the others for you. You can take it as a homework.
I can say that this is the most enjoyable topic for me. We have reached the end of our term. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.